Chapter 5 Method for Increasing Productivity in Business. This chapter has 6 parts with 6 objectives that we have to learn. First, definition of productivity. 2. Factor aspect productivity. 3. GIT definition summary of the GIT system. The 4. Kanban definition, type of Kanban. 5. 5S definition, contents of 5S. And the final 6. The concept of production cycle and shortening methods. First, we will go to the definition of productivity. In any business organization or enterprise, the productivity growth is an important issue. So what is productivity and what the role of productivity? Productivity includes 2 things. First, total output such as goods and services. And the second, total inputs such as capital, workers, machinery. Productivity is the most efficient relative standard of production management and also reflects the development level of enterprise. After learning what the definition of productivity, we will go to the factor that affect productivity. Factors that affect productivity are divided into 2 groups. The first, external factor group, including the work, economic environment, market conditions, mechanisms, and policy of government. The second, internal factor group, including labor, capital, technology, condition, and ability of organizational management and organizational production. The factor can be summarized by the following diagram. Market condition, competition, demand, drive, quality. Work economic environment, management mechanism and macro policy. Management qualification, staff management, operational structure. Organizational ability and status, scale qualification. Employee, quantity, quality, and workmanship. Capital, stock supply, structure, condition. Technology, machinery, material, process. And on focus the factor. Now we'll go to some method for increasing productivity. First, GIT, just in time. Definition of GIT is that the concept of modern production concisely understood 4 things. First, drive products. Second, drive quantity. The third, drive length, and final, the drive time. The objective of GIT is to balance the system, minimizing the execution time and utilizing resources effectively is the method to achieve balance with 3 main objectives. Removing the interruption. The interruption has opposite effect of production system of steady product flow. Therefore, it needs to be eliminated. The objective of GIT will making the system flexible. The flexibility of the system is to increase in production capacity and ensure the balance of resources. It also eliminating waste. Waste is related in the inefficient use of resources. Anything to increase the production cost without creating value is waste. Now in the figure below is the example of the 7 wastes. First, transportation, inventory, movement, waiting, overproduction, over-resourcing, and defects. GIT contains first, low inventory. Inventory includes purchased parts and the materials. Unfinished products are finished products but still are not consumed. Low inventory has 2 important advantages which saves warehouse space and warehouse storage costs. Second, small batch design. Small batch size will bring some benefits in both the manufacturing process and supply as follow. There will be less inventory of finished products with small batch size. Small batch size will be less hampered in the workplace. It's more easy to inspect the shipment quality. Third, acquiring suitable space. In GIT system, space will be arranged based on the needs of products. Equipment will be arranged according to the same product line, having the same assembly demand or treatment. 4. Regular repair and maintenance. In order to minimize damage, enterprise utilize periodic maintenance program. 5. Use multi-skill worker. The workers in GIT system is trained to handle on-staff manufacturing process control, machine operators, maintenance, repair. In the GIT system, workers are not specialized but are trained to perform multiple tasks so that they can help those who cannot catch up the project. But it will take more time and cost to train multi-skill workers. Utilizing pooling system. The term of pushing and pooling is used to describe two different systems in the manufacturing process. In pushing system, when the work ends in the stage of the product, it will be pushed to the next stage and product will be pushed into warehouse in the final stage. In contrast, the products in each stage will be pulled back from the front stage in pooling system if necessary. The output will be pulled by customer demand or by the production schedule. Example: do an affair within possible ability. Picture 2, only do affair that's needed in next day. Now we will go to learn about the benefits of GIT. The benefits of GIT include reducing inventory at on stage, reducing demand for crowd, increasing product quality, reducing waste, high flexibility in production coordination, smooth production line, short production cycle, increasing production and utilization of machine, reducing indirect labor cost saving. Now we'll go to the Kanban, the second content. First, we will go to the definition of Kanban. Kanban is directly translated from Japanese, which means the information table. Kanban method is a means of demand notice. It's a request form with A6 paper in which state the pickup location, delivery location, name and code detail. Next, we will learn about the content of Kanban. Kanban is a tool to control production. Information on the Kanban often comprise: first, name or number of parts in detail, or name and location of product batch, name and location of destination of parts, position of storage area, the number of parts in each batch. Next, Kanban classification includes 5 types. First, production. This type is used to inform the production line to reduce parts. Second, transport. This type is used to inform the previous stage to transfer which part or products for the next stage. The third, supplier. This type is used to inform the supplier of material or semi-finished products which need to be delivered. Next, temporary. Kanban is issued in terms in the scale of lots of goods. And finally, signal. This time is used to inform the plant to stay in batch processing. Each method has its own principle, so now we will learn about the principle of Kanban. First, each box must contain a Kanban card. Second, parts are always pulled by following stage. Next, do not start manufacturing without getting any Kanban. Next, each box must be contain right amount of quantity. Do not deliver defective part to the next day. The number of Kanban should be minimized as less as possible. And the final, the time interval between delivery time should be minimized. The advantages of this method are: first, high accuracy of time. Next, saving material maximally. Go on, faster product line of circle, the high ability of deploying labor. Pointing out major issues of the workshop that need to be solved. Helping to see through the situation, addressing defective products based on information line. Closely coordinating between the workplace. But the disadvantages of Kanban are that it cannot meet large needs when low inventory, and the interruption in one stage will influence the whole system. Next, we will go on the third method of increasing productivity. 5S. First definition. 5S is a method for organizing a workplace, especially a shared workplace like a workshop or an office, and keep work-life in an organized way. 5S comprise short, straighten, shine, standardize, sustain. The first content of 5S, short. Checking on tool material in the factory work area and only keeping the important item. The remain are stored or discarded. After sorting, the workplace only remain items with necessary quantity. Example of sorting. The first picture before to make garbage and not use item, but after collecting the garbage and remove not useful item, the workplace become clean. The next example, sorting the not used item. The items are divided into the removal type, the sold type, and the recycled type. And you must take notice cost for each type. Also, you should organizing the quantity of items in workplace. The second S, straighten. The definition is arranging, placing everything in reasonable order so as to easily and quickly use. Placing to ensure essential items easy to find, easy to see, easy to get, and easy to check. The example of straighten. The first picture before organizing and no cast of notice. You don't know how to get the item because it's very hard to find, but after organizing it, it becomes easier. The second example is about the area that the eye can watch and observe easily. Optimize the view of the eye. Next example is about the working area of a table. When you work on it, there are three types. The nearest is the usual using area or user work. The second is the occasional using area, and the farthest is the non-using area. The next example is about the haze of working place. There are three types. First, for using checking the products is about 94 to 109 centimeter. The second, the soft work is about 86 to 94 centimeter, and the final heavy work about 71 to 86 centimeter. The fifth example is about the lighting of working place. And go on in more example about straighten. There's an example about using color-coded notation for products. And now we go to the third S, shine. Shine meaning to keep clean the workplace, machinery and equipment in order to protect environment and aesthetics of workplace. All members in the unit are participating in a way of keeping hygiene, and they must have enough tools for tidying up the workplace. The first example of shining is about the dirty floor, dust, and mess, tool and material. But after you tidy up, cleaning it will be good and make a positive for the worker. The next example is about checking the risks and errors and cleaning the working place. And some more example about signing up. Now we will go on the next S, standardize. It's meaning to regularly maintain what work have done, and it's very important to continuously improve the workplace so as to achieve greater efficiency. Maintaining and implementing repetitively about 3S, creating an easy environment to maintain, sorting, straightening, and cleaning. The final S, sustain. It's encouraging people awareness and get habits of voluntarily to comply with regulations in workplace. Turning on good action become habits. But in 5S, evaluating research at workplace to encourage, train, and overcome disadvantages. Inspecting periodically with the established principle, building and setting up a culture within the enterprise. Some picture and figure below is about 5S, and the objective of 5S is ready. And some example of using 5S. First is the four picture about before using 5S. The working place is dirty and all about a mess. But after doing a 5S, the place become cleaning, positive, and good for worker. All items and tools are organizing and easy to find. Homework. Group analyzes your living place before and after applying 5S. Now we will talk about production cycle. Production cycle is the period of time from putting material into production to completing manufacture, inspection, and warehouse storage. Production cycle can be calculated for an unfinished part or finished product. Direction for shortening production cycle. Production cycle is influenced by many factors, but we can divide the factors into two major groups. Firstly, innovating technology, perfecting technology methods, realizing the natural resource by shorter artificial process. Secondly, improving the qualification of organizational production such as enhancing the qualification of specialization, cooperating as well as applying measures of repairing and maintaining machinery and equipment so as to eliminate interruption on account of incident, strengthening work quality, scheduling, and controlling production. Next, the coordination methods of work stay. First, sequential methods. According to these methods, it must be completed on the previous step before transferring to the next step until the work is finished. The coordination of these steps in this manner allows producing different products after each machinery adjustment. However, unfinished product line in the work line can affect loss of production areas as well as prolong the technology time. Technology time in this method are followed by this formula, in which TCN TTE technology time under sequential methods and is the amount of detail in each series in math. TI is time manufactured at the I step. M is the number of steps in the technology process. Parallel methods. In this method, each detail made after completion of the previous step should be transferred immediately to the next step without waiting. Technology time in parallel methods are calculated at the following formula, in which TCN SS is the time of parallel technology process and TDN is the time of the longest work step. The combination methods. The mixture of parallel and sequential methods. Case 1. If the time of the previous step is equal and or shorter than that of the next step, the detail will be transferred one by one with parallel methods. Case 2. If the time of the previous step is greater than that of the next step, the detail will be transferred by sequential method with following notice. When turning to sequential methods, we will transfer with a small batch, providing that the point of time satisfies the condition of the manufacturing and time of the last detail in a series of I steps. Besides this, it also the starting time of the manufacturing detail in the I plus 1 step, and the time of technology process in combination method is calculated by the formula below, in which TCNSS is the technology time of combination process. The sigma TDS is the total time of longer work step, and the sigma TNS is the total time of shorter work step. The coordination method of work step. Notice that the longer work step lies between the two work steps having shorter work step than it. Shorter work step lie between two steps having longer work step than it. The step between the longer step and the shorter step is not included in the formula. When determining longer work step and shorter work step, we should pay attention to the first and the last step. In this case, we consider the time standing in the front of the first step and behind of the final step is 0. Thank you for your attention.